has been given for its contribution in community and service. Now let's talk about the praise it has achieved. The Prime Minister and the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath hailed Gita Press's contribution. The Prime Minister said, commendable work over the last 100 years. The Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said the prize will give new impetus as far as the functioning of the Gita Press is concerned. Now let's talk to you about the controversy. Why is the Congress up in arms? The Congress is opposing this award and reward. They're calling it quote-unquote travesty. They have likened it to rewarding the likes of Savarkar and Godse. But we're understanding the Congress is a divided house in itself. Uttar Pradesh Congress leaders apparently are unhappy with the statement that Congress leader Jairam Ramesh has made. So was it really needed for the Congress to indulge in this controversy? Is there any merit to the criticism? We'll take all of that to a guess in just a bit. But first, to a CNN News 18 exclusive. We in fact have one of the trustees of the Gita Press, Krishna Kumar, now joining us on the broadcast to help us understand what is the kind of work that the press has done over the last 100 years and how do they feel about the controversy today. कृष्ण कुमार जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। इससे पहले कि मैं आपसे पूछूं कि कांग्रेस का जो क्रिटिसिज्म आ रहा है उसको आप कैसे देखते हैं, इस अवार्ड के बारे में आपको कैसा लग रहा है और कैसा देखते हैं?
देखिए, ये अवार्ड जो सम्मान मिला है, इसमें हमने इस सम्मान को सम्मान देने के लिए सम्मान स्वीकार कर लिया
जी।
गीता प्रेस की परंपरा में सम्मान लेने का रहता नहीं है। हम लोग सम्मान देने की इच्छा रखते हैं, क्योंकि संस्कृति मंत्रालय ने, भारत सरकार ने, राज्य सरकार ने इस सम्मान की घोषणा करी है संयुक्त रूप से। तो सम्मान को हम सम्मान पा करके सम्मान मान रहे हैं और हम आभार व्यक्त करते हैं संस्कृति मंत्रालय का, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री जी का और राज्य मुख्यमंत्री जी का, कि जिन्होंने गीता प्रेस को ये सम्मान प्रदान किया है।
जी, मैं आपसे दो चीज समझना चाहती हूँ। इससे पहले हम कंट्रोवर्सी के बारे में बात करें। 100 साल से आपकी प्रेस चल रही है, आप अपने काम के बारे में दर्शकों को बताइए। और आपने जो डिसीजन लिया है कि जो धन राशि है वो आप लोग नहीं लेंगे, आप लोग सिर्फ सर्टिफिकेट लेंगे, ऐसा डिसीजन क्यों लिया?
गीता प्रेस की स्थापना 1923 की हुई, 100 वर्ष पूरे हो गए गीता प्रेस की स्थापना को। इसके संस्थापक के जो लक्ष्य था, जो उनका सिद्धांत और परंपरा रही है, उस परंपरा के अनुसार हम लोग आध्यात्मिक पुस्तकों का प्रकाशन करते हैं। लगभग 100 वर्षों में लगभग 93 करोड़ पुस्तकों का प्रकाशन हुआ है और ये पूरे विश्व में ये सारी पुस्तकों का वितरण हुआ है। 93 करोड़ भारत की 15 भाषाओं में, क्षेत्रीय भाषाओं में हमने पुस्तकों का अनुवाद करा करके प्रकाशन किया है, जिससे सारे लोग गीता प्रेस के आध्यात्मिक साहित्य को आसानी से पढ़ सके। आज हमारे पास 2000 लगभग पुस्तकें हैं
जी,
अन्य उपलब्ध हैं जी। ऑनलाइन भी मंगा सकते हैं, वेबसाइट पे भी पढ़ सकते हैं, हमारी सारी सुविधाएं हैं। गीता प्रेस की जो परंपरा है, आपको जानकारी करा दें, हमने केवल सम्मान स्वीकार किया है। सम्मान के साथ प्राप्त होने वाली 1 करोड़ की राशि को हमने परंपरा से अस्वीकार कर दिया, कह करके कि गीता प्रेस पिछले 100 वर्षों में किसी प्रकार का कोई आर्थिक अनुदान, कोई आर्थिक सहयोग धनराशि के रूप में नहीं लेती है। संस्कृति मंत्रालय में सचिव महोदय को ये सूचना दे दी गई है कि केवल और केवल आपका सम्मान हम स्वीकार कर रहे हैं, ये धनराशि हम अस्वीकार कर रहे हैं।
जी, तो आप कह रहे हैं कि धनराशि आप अस्वीकार कर रहे हैं, जो एक सर्टिफिकेट है, जो प्रोत्साहन है, वो आप एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं। कृष्ण कुमार जी, मैं आपसे अब ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, कांग्रेस का रिएक्शन आपने भी देखा होगा। वो कह रहे हैं बहुत बड़ा नाइंसाफ हुआ है अगर आपको ये अवार्ड मिलता है। उनका ये कहना है कि सरकार अपना आरएसएस का एजेंडा पुश कर रही है। आप कैसे देखते हैं इस क्रिटिसिज्म को?
गीता प्रेस एक निर्द्वंद संस्था है, ये कोई राजनीतिक संस्था है नहीं। अब कोई लोग किस प्रकार सोचते हैं, हमारा ये निष्पक्ष भाव है कि हमारा केवल और केवल न खंडन है न मंडन है, केवल हमारी आध्यात्मिक चर्चा है। कोई किस रूप में इसको देखते हैं उसकी अपनी इच्छा है। हमारा इतना ही कहना, हमारा पथ निरंतर 100 वर्षों से चल रहा है और वो चलता ही रहेगा, चलता ही रहेगा हमारा पथ, ये कभी रुकेगा नहीं। कोई क्या कह रहा है ये मुद्दा हमारा नहीं है। इस बात को विचारनीय विषय है कि हमने सम्मान के साथ वो राशि स्वीकार नहीं की जो सरकार हमें देना चाहती है, दे रही है।
जी, मैं आपसे एक चीज और पूछना चाहती हूँ। कांग्रेस का ये भी कहना है कि जो आपकी आइडियोलॉजी है हिंदुइज्म की, वो जो गांधी जी की आइडियोलॉजी थी हिंदुइज्म से बहुत अंतर है उसमें, इसलिए उनको दिक्कत है जब ये अवार्ड आपकी प्रेस को मिलता है। उस क्रिटिसिज्म को कैसे देखते हैं आप?
ये उनका अपना चिंतन है। जो संस्था 100 वर्षों से अध्यात्म का चिंतन करा करके पूरे जन समाज का कल्याण कर रही है, जिन्होंने रामायण गीता जैसे आध्यात्मिक ग्रंथों का 93 करोड़, आप जरा कल्पना तो करें कि 93 करोड़ ग्रंथों का प्रकाशन करके उन्हें वितरण किया। लगभग हमारी कल्याण पत्रिका प्रकाशित होती है। ये कैसे वो महसूस कर रहे हैं? हम अध्यात्म की बात कर रहे हैं। हम आध्यात्मिक पथ पे चल करके जीव कैसे मानव मात्र का कल्याण हो, केवल एक ही लक्ष्य है जी। और आपको जानकारी होगी, गीता प्रेस के सारे साहित्य लागत मूल्य से कम में दिए जाते हैं। हमारा लक्ष्य, हमारी योजना, ये तो महापुरुषों का संकल्प है, महापुरुषों की तपस्या का फल है, जो गीता प्रेस के साथ है, आज भी है।
जी, कृष्ण कुमार जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमसे बात करने के लिए। सो देयर यू हर्ड from the trustee of the Gita Press saying that we will continue to do our work exactly the same way that we have done over the last 100 years. We are not going to be perturbed as far as the politics or the criticism is concerned. Let's also now bring in our guests. We have political analyst Gargi Nandi Roy joining us on the broadcast. We also have political analyst George Kurian. Good evening. Good to have both of you with us here on CNN News 18. Gargi, I'd like to begin the conversation with you first. How do you see the criticism that's coming in from the Congress?
I don't think the criticism holds any water, because I think Congress has this habit of criticizing for the sake of criticizing. You know, they are compulsive contrarians in some matters. Okay. If you see Gita Press's contribution, 41.7 crore books published, of which 16.21 is Bhagavad Gita in 14 languages. So, I don't know why Congress talks like this. And let's not, yes, they promote the values of Sanatan. But what does Sanatan stand for, we should not forget. Yeah. We believe in Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuta Vadanti. So, we don't have the theory of the other. Our truth is the only truth and the other does not exist. No. We only say, Aham Brahmasmi. Whatever there is in the universe, that atom is in me. I see the others in myself and myself in others. This is the philosophy of Sanatan, and this Gita Press has been promoting when they are promoting and encouraging Sanatan, and the largest publisher of Hindu religious books. So why does the Congress has a problem with that? And even if you see what does the Gita, which has been published in 14 languages, because the founder.
So you're saying the Congress is protesting just for the sake of protesting. George Kurian, how do you respond to that? This is exactly what the BJP has been saying, that anything that has an approval of the Prime Minister has to be criticized by the Congress party. They've just made it a pattern. What is the issue with the Gita Press getting this award? They've been working for the last 100 years. I started the show by detailing some of the work that they've done. What is the issue with the press being awarded?
And 10 seconds, I want to add one thing.
One second, Gargi, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. George.
Okay. Yes.
Ridhima, a very good evening to your audience. Let me make it very clear, just for the sake of opposing the entire thing, the Congress party is not opposing. Let me just put my views forward. The Gandhi Peace Prize has been awarded to the Gita Press only goes to show how the press has helped the Saffron Brigade over the years in accomplishing their agenda, in promoting the extremist side of the Hindu political consciousness and the Hindu public sphere by way of giving rise to political preeminence of the Hindu right. As compared to the past recipients, none of the work of Gita Press, having scrolled through some of the editions from the past, it doesn't seem they have done any work for peace and don't really deserve such a big international peace prize.
George, help me understand this. Is this the thinking? One sec, George. Is this the thinking of one Congress leader, or is this the thinking of all involved as far as the Congress is concerned? And the reason that I'm asking you this is because sources within the Congress are also now telling us that many within the party are not very happy as far as these comments of Jairam Ramesh are concerned, from leaders within Uttar Pradesh as well as the Congress President's office. They feel this is a comment that could have been avoided. So is this the thinking and positioning of the Congress party at large, or is this just the thinking as far as Jairam Ramesh is concerned?
Well, Ridhima, please understand that, you know, it's the AICC, the Congress party's headquarters, and the official press release from AICC. Now, Jairam Ramesh he's the chairman of the entire social media and the communications department.
Okay.
So whatever stand he takes or gives, it's in consensus with the AICC as a whole. Now, let me just make another point here. I think the Saffron Brigade just wants to use the name Gita to create controversy, that opposition is anti-Hindu and doesn't and to divert the attention from the Manipur violence at this point in time.
No, nobody is diverting attention as far as the Manipur violence is concerned. There are authorities that are mapping the situation on the ground, and that is not the subject of conversation or debate as of now. I was just trying to understand what is the view that the Congress has as far as their criticism is concerned. Is it just because this was a unanimous decision and the jury was headed by the Prime Minister? But Gargi Roy, the point that the Congress is making is that we don't have an issue with the kind of work that the Gita Press has done. Yes, they've done some fantastic work over the last 100 years. But this award, we feel, is a push as far as the RSS narrative is concerned, because they're saying the ideology of Gandhi versus the ideology of the press, there is a huge difference in it, and thus this award wasn't merited.
See, if you want to find differences, you will find differences. I started with saying Ekam Sad Vipra Bahuda Vadanti, and I don't know whether he knows this award has gone to Ramakrishna Mission also in the past. Okay, this award has gone. So this is not the first time some Hindu organization is getting this award. But now, since Mr. Modi has been at the head of the committee selecting it, so they have to oppose it. And it is not RSS's BJP's agenda. Let me tell him, what Rishi Aurobindo has said, that when India will rise, it means that Sanatana will rise. So an organization which for 100 years have promoted the philosophy of Sanatan, and please don't think it is religion. Sanatan is very vast. It's a library. We have philosophy, Ayurveda, astrology, astronomy. It is endless. We have materialistic philosophy also. Such a big, huge philosophy they have spread. And Gita in 14 languages. That's what I was saying that time. The founder of Gita Press, the Jayadal Goenka, he was very fond of this Gita and all, but he realized that there were not many written works which could be given to people. So that was his idea to start this in 1923. And see, today in every language you have the Gita. So isn't it enriching the people of this country? And Gita is not meant for Hindus. The philosophy of Gita, that the victory of good over the evil. See, yada hidahi dharmasya grani bhavatu bharata abhuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sijam.
Yeah. But so George, the point that the BJP has been making all through the day, and we've seen a lot of BJP leaders react to this. Yeah, one sec. Gargi, I'll come back to you. George, the other point that the BJP is making all through the day is that when the Congress comes up in arms as far as the award is concerned, or who it is given to, it once again exposes the anti-Hindu mindset as far as the Congress party is concerned.
Well, Ridhima, as I said earlier, it's not just for the sake of opposing the Congress party is opposing. One has to understand, one has to understand that, it's about the larger good about the International Peace Award that the Gandhi Peace Award is concerned. It is like demeaning the award itself, by giving the award to an organization or a printing press which has really done no social work or for that matter, any peace initiative that it has taken over the years. Just printing millions of publications with respect to Gita or the other one, the sculptures, things like that. I'm sure that the press has not printed any journals from the Muslim community or the Christian community. If it is so, you can ask Gargi about it.
Unfortunately, Gargi, unfortunately, I'll have to leave that conversation there. Political war of words continues as far as the Gita Press Award is concerned. I'd like to thank our guests. We're shifting our focus to the other big story that we're tracking this evening, which is the row over the movie Adipurush that refuses to die down. In fact, By the hour, it's only escalating. Union Minister Anurag Thakur also reacted to this entire row and said that the writers of the film have now decided to revise the dialogues and no one's sentiments should be heard. This comes after the Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray faction and their MP Priyanka Chaturvedi demanded that BJP chief ministers who blessed the film should apologize to the country. Meanwhile, Hindu organizations are also up in arms. They created ruckus at multiple locations across the country. We saw some protests that came in from the Bajrang Dal in Jammu as well. Meanwhile, the film's co-writer Manoj has asked for security from Mumbai police, citing a direct threat to his life. Apart from India, Adipurush is also drawing criticism in Kathmandu, where the city's mayor has now raised questions over the depiction of Sita and announced an all-out ban on the release of Hindi films in the city. Not just Kathmandu, but Pokhara has also banned all Hindi films as of now.
CBFC ने इस पे जो निर्णय करना है वो किया है। सेंट्रल बोर्ड ऑफ फिल्म सर्टिफिकेशन ने उनका एक काम है और जो फिल्म के निर्माता निर्देशक हैं और जो लेखक भी हैं उन लोगों ने जो डायलॉग बदलने की बात है वो भी कही है। किसी की भी भावनाओं को आहत करने का अधिकार किसी को नहीं है।
बात ऐसी है कि एक फिल्म आई थी जिसमें एक अभिनेत्री ने भगवे वस्त्र में कोई बिकनी पहनी। तब ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने कितना बड़ा हंगामा किया था हिंदुत्व के नाम पर। लेकिन आज एक फिल्म में जिस तरह से हिंदुत्व की नौटंकी और तमाशा बना दिया है उसके ऊपर कोई बात नहीं कर रहे। ये ढोंग क्या है? तब आपका हिंदुत्व खतरे में आया, आप नहीं आ रहे क्या? जिस तरह से डायलॉग, जिस तरह से पूरा चित्र देख रहे हैं हम लोग, हाँ, लोगों की जो मन में जो एक रोष है, तो क्या उस बारे में आपके पास कोई कानून नहीं है कार्रवाई करने के लिए? ये राम के नाम पर ढोंग कर रहे हैं, उनका रामायण नकली है।
Pointed out, protests are only escalating. We are now understanding the Hindu Sena is also protesting against the screening of this film Adipurush, and all of this is happening in the national capital. As we pointed out earlier in the day, you had representatives of the Bajrang Dal who were also protesting in Jammu, and their demand was a complete ban as far as this movie is concerned. Remember, post the backlash and criticism, the word that has come from the writers and the makers of the film is that they will make the necessary revisions. There will be revisions as far as the dialogues are concerned so that sentiments are not heard. But none of that seems to be cutting ice as far as these protests are concerned. Let's also now bring in our colleague Anshul, who's tracking these developments. Anshul, talk to us about these protests that are happening in the national capital.
So yes, the clamour around the Adipurush movie continues. Now it has put the capital where the United Hindu Front is taking out a protest outside a cinema hall in Delhi Shahadra. They are basically demanding that the manner in which this entire movie has been brought to the fore and the kind of dialogues that has been written, those dialogues actually go ahead and hurt the sentiments of crores of Hindus, and hence this movie should be banned. So this is the demand that is coming to the fore. At this point in time, there are several methods that is being used by the filmmakers to make sure that peace remains and the film is allowed to play in a free and fair manner. But yes, the manner in which the dialogues are written, there is a lot of backlash that they are facing at this point in time. So yes, it remains to be seen if at all the filmmakers can actually go ahead and make sure that the film is projected in such a way so that the sentiments of people are not hurt. But yes, the right-wing Hindu groups have taken this movie hands-on and are now continuing their protests across the country and especially in the national capital as well.
Okay, Anshul, we'll have to leave that conversation there. Thanks a lot for getting us all those details. Time for us to slip into a very short break. We're coming back with lots more.
Following derogatory remarks against BJP leader Khushbu Sundar, DMK leader Shivaji Krishnamurthy has been dismissed from the party. He has now been arrested as well. The BJP has demanded an apology from the Chief Minister.
It shows their upbringing. I always say that, these men, they think it's their birthright to speak about a woman, because when I raise questions, they don't have an answer. I've raised questions about Sendil Balaji just 2 days back on a platform. So they don't have an answer to that. So when they do not have anything to counter, they will stoop to this level of maligning and this kind of character assassination. And this time I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm going to hit back till it hurts them. I'm going to hit back. And that's why I said I want Chief Minister to speak. But I know very well Chief Minister will not ever have the guts to speak. This man will continue to enjoy the perks of being a party member because the men of DMK enjoy these kind of talks behind the closed doors.
The Madurai police has registered a case against BJP workers for protesting against the arrest of SG Surya. The police arrested 43 BJP workers, including 5 women who were protesting outside the quarters of a judge. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written to the leaders of G20 nations proposing that the African Union be given full membership at the upcoming summit in India. The Prime Minister has taken this step to enhance Africa's voice on the international stage. The African Union is a continental body consisting of 55 member states. After drawing flack on social media over objectionable dialogues, the makers of Adipurush have decided to revise the lines which have hurt the sentiments of Hindus. The opposition has demanded action against the filmmakers and the censor board.
अगर आपको लगा कि मनोज मुंतशिर की लेखनी से निकले ये संवाद आपके राम के चरित्र को और आपकी मां सीता के सतीत्व को सही तरीके से प्रतिपादित कर रहे हैं, सही तरीके से प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, तो पहले तो इतने के लिए मेरी प्रशंसा होनी चाहिए कि मैंने बहुत अच्छा किया। फिर जहां आपको ये लगता है कि नहीं भाई, बजरंगबली के 5 संवादों पे पूरी कहानी है, 4-4.5 हजार लाइनें, मैंने गिनी तो नहीं है पर लगभग इतनी लाइनों के संवाद पिक्चर में है, उसमें से अगर 5 पे ऐतराज है आपको, तो ये 5 का ऐतराज मैं शिरोधार्य करता हूं। मैं इतने अहंकार में नहीं हूं, मैं ब्रह्मा नहीं हूं कि मैंने कलम उठाई, लेखनी से जो लिख दिया वही विधि हो गई। अरे बिल्कुल नहीं, 5 डायलॉग पे आपत्ति है, मैं 5 बदल रहा हूं 100%। ये नहीं कि आधा अधूरा। मैं अपने संवादों के पक्ष में अनगिनत तर्क दे सकता हूं, लेकिन मेरे तर्क देने से आपकी पीड़ा कम नहीं होगी। अगर आपको कुछ दुखा है, अगर आप आहत हुए हैं, आपका आहत होना मेरे लिए बड़ी बात है।
देखिए, भाजपाइयों से मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि तुम धर्म के नाम पे धंधा मत करो। भगवान श्री राम का अपमान हो गया, माता सीता का अपमान हो गया, भगवान बजरंग बली का अपमान हो गया एक फिल्म के माध्यम से, और बीजेपी वालों ने कराया, उनके नेताओं ने। और कल से क्या कह रहे हैं भाजपाई, सैकड़ों करोड़ कमा लिया, सैकड़ों करोड़ कमा लिया। भगवान को अपमानित करके सैकड़ों करोड़ का धंधा कर रहे हो। इसलिए सेंसर बोर्ड को, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी को, जेपी नड्डा जी को और जो भी मुख्यमंत्री आशीर्वाद देके, मेहनत करके, लगन से इस फिल्म को बनवाए हैं, उनको सबको इस देश के लोगों से माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
बिल्कुल केंद्र सरकार इस पे बिल्कुल फेल है, क्योंकि पीके फिल्म भी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की सरकार में ही बनी, जिसका हम लोगों ने बहुत विरोध किया। भगवान शिव का अपमान हुआ। उसके बाद भी कई ऐसे फिल्म आई, भगवा जो था वो सेंसर बोर्ड ने पास किया, जो भगवा बेरंग बताया, उस पर भी हम लोगों ने फिर भी उसको पास कर दिया। अब देखिए इस तरह की आदिपुरुष आई है जिसमें कितनी संवादहीनता दिखाई है। तो यह कहीं ना कहीं सरकार का फेलवर है, जब वर्तमान में इतनी प्रचंड बहुमत की सरकार में एक फिल्म सेंसर बोर्ड नहीं संभल पा रहा है और आज भी जिहादी इनसे नहीं संभल पा रहे हैं, तो हमें लगता है कि बिल्कुल असफल है। हिंदुओं की भावना आज भी आहत हो रही है। मनोज मुंतशिर जैसे फर्जी जो हिंदूवादी बनते हैं अपने को, जबकि नाम से उर्दू है आधा और आधा है वो।
And Viral Desai's latest book titled Architect of Amrit Path was launched in a grand ceremony by renowned author Jay Vasavada and Surat Police Commissioner Ajay Tomar. The book sheds light on the remarkable environmental initiatives undertaken by the Narendra Modi government. The book aims to raise awareness about the significant contributions made by Prime Minister Modi in environmental conservation. The Reserve Bank of India has clarified that reports of missing 500 notes are incorrect and based on an erroneous interpretation of information obtained under the Right to Information Act. The RBI has assured that a robust system is in place to reconcile the banknotes printed at the presses and supplied to the regulator. In a big move by the central government, tourists can now go up to the zero border of the line of actual control until Demchok. People residing in the border areas have extended a warm welcome to all tourists, as this is the first time that they have been given access to this area in Ladakh. The idea is to ensure territorial integrity via development, civil infrastructure and tourist footfall. Social worker Gyaneshwar Shukla from Bhopal has made teacups with coconut shells in an effort to help the environment. It takes 8 to 9 hours to produce each cup. He was motivated to make them after seeing piles of coconut shells lying outside a temple near his residence.
मैं हमारे पास में 1-2 मंदिर हैं जहाँ पे मैं सेवा करता रहता हूँ, तो वहाँ पे ऐसे नारियल का ढेर मिला मेरे को, 2-3 बोरे भरे हुए थे। तो उनका कोई उपयोग नहीं था वहाँ पे। और पंडित जी शास्त्री जी से भी चर्चा हुई तो उन्होंने कहा भाई साहब हम तो नर्मदा जी में सजा देंगे। तो जब ये इसकी फाइन कटिंग देखी ना अपन ने, तो मुझे लगा कि अपन इसका कप बना सकते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत फाइन कट होता है, बहुत हार्ड शेल रहता है इसका। तो मैं उससे मैंने इसको वहाँ से कप बनाना शुरू किया। अगर आप नारियल कप इस्तेमाल करते हो, इसमें बहुत सारे विटामिन, मिनरल्स, बहुत सारी चीज़ें पाई जाती हैं।
As a mark of protest against the violence going on in Manipur, Manipuris living in Hyderabad have come together to organize a sit-in protest at the Dharna Chowk Marg. The protests are part of the Hyderabad Manipur Society, where they held placards condemning the violence. As unrest continues in the state of Manipur, Manipuris who are residing in Kolkata sat on a dharna to demand peace. Fresh arson was reported from West Imphal last night. Sam's Vishnupur witnessed a torch rally on Saturday night organized by Manipuris staying in the Barak Valley. Protesters were heard sloganeering and demanding peace in Manipur. This follows a dharna that was staged in Kolkata by Manipuris residing there. The water level of the Brahmaputra river has been rising due to heavy rains in Guwahati. Water levels have crossed the danger mark. The flood situation in Lakhimpur also remains grim as water levels have risen following incessant rains.
पहले बहुत कम था, अभी एक हफ्ते से रेगुलर बारिश हो रहा है, इसी वजह से मतलब थोड़ा बड़ा है, बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा है। 7 फुट जितना हाइट इंक्रीज हुआ है पहले से। हाँ।
Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. The other big story that we're tracking is coming out of Karnataka, where the Congress government has now hit out at the previous BJP government over what they call biased compensation. Attacking the former BJP government, the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has gone on to allege that compensation was only given to Hindu victims of the 2022 communal clashes. This comes after the Karnataka government announced compensation of 25 lakhs each to the families of 4 victims of communal murders in Dakshin Kannada district, 3 of which took place in 2022. The Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has also claimed that the BJP government gave compensation to individuals who were killed due to communal clash during their tenure, but not everyone was provided with the compensation. He has further gone on to allege that only youngsters who belong to the Hindu community were given the ex gratia amount, but youth from the Muslim community were not given the same compensation.
6 ಕುಟುಂಬದವರಿಗೆ 25 ಲಕ್ಷ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪರಿಹಾರ ನಿಧಿಯಿಂದ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು 6 ಜನರ ಮನೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದರೆ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಸಮನಾಗಿ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ತಾರತಮ್ಯ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವರು ತಾರತಮ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ.
ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟವ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದವರು, ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಸಾಹೇಬರು. ನಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡಿಂದಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು 45 ದಿವಸ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೇಲಾಗಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಸೋಷಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಏನೇನೋ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಲ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಆದೇಶ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಭಾಳ ದಿವಸದಿಂದ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರು ತಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮೀಡಿಯಾದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಾದಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಕಾನೂನು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಮಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ದೊರಕಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 5 ಜನಕ್ಕೂ ಡೈಲಿ ಸೋಷಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ಕೊಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ.
We already have Congress leader Shyam Prasad M, who is joining us. We'll shortly be joined by political analyst Gargi Nandi Roy as well. So good to have you with us here on CNN News 18. Now, first, talk to us about why are you making these allegations? Why are you saying that the previous BJP government made biased compensation?
No, what's the question? Why are we making? We are making the allegations. Simple.
No, what is the basis? What is the basis of your allegation?
Basis is the data, right? So we are seeing there is differential treatment, and that's what is being brought out. So let the BJP people come out and clarify what is the basis on which they executed this policy, and what was their rationale.
No, you help. So I will take that question to the BJP. Help me understand on what basis is the Congress making these allegations? You're saying this was biased compensation. So give me the data that you're working with. What is the data that the Congress has to prove that this was biased compensation?
No, this is not the right time for me to comment on that.
No, but sir, that is the entire basis of this story. You would have to have some data to say that only Hindus were given compensation, Muslims were not. Have you spoken to families? Have family members reached out to you? You'll have to give some data to prove your point.
No, we made the allegation, right? We made the allegation with some solid proof or basis. And let the BJP react on it.
No, then the BJP, sir, I will take that question to the BJP, but your party has made that allegation, and it's a big allegation to say that victims were given compensation on the basis of their community. So give me the data that you're working with. How many families have you spoken to? How many families have reached out to you? How many families are you now compensating? Give me some data.
No, see, everything will come out in the due course of time. Currently, we are saying this is the problem we are noticing. Let the BJP come out and respond. Why should we?
Sir, I will take that to the political analyst with leaning to the BJP who is joining us. But you're still not answering my question. What is the data that the Congress is working with? How many families have approached you, or how many families have you decided to compensate? How many Muslim families do you think were not compensated by the previous BJP government? Let's begin with that.
We are saying it is biased, and the Karnataka government and people who are responsible for it, they know, they have observed, and they are leveling this allegation. And let the BJP come out and clarify this. What is the basis on which they have implemented this?
But sir, the allegation is coming from your party, so you will have to give them basis, or what is the proof that you have with this allegation. I'll let you think about it. Let me bring in Gargi Nandi Roy also. Gargi, the allegation that's coming in from the Congress is that there has been biased compensation as far as episodes of communal clashes were concerned. Only the Hindu community, that also the youth, has been compensated, but youth of the Muslim community has been sidelined.
Firstly, the people who are putting the allegations, they have to prove it. And I think BJP government is the government which has believed in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. And we know all the welfare schemes. Forget anything in particular, whether it is Ujala, whether the toilet, whether the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, everything went to everybody irrespective of any religion. It is known. And I think nobody has done so much like the BJP government. How the girls who have completed graduation, they have been given by the BJP government. So the Congress is known for its appeasement politics. When it came to power, so remember, the Waqf board, one second, I'm having a
Okay, we'll just try and fix that echo for you.
One second. The Waqf board chief, if you remember how he said that the Congress has won because of the contribution of the Muslims. So the deputy and other 5 portfolios should go to Muslim MLAs. You remember how it became viral? So Congress is my audio clear? Congress is known
we can hear you.
Appeasement politics. Yeah, Congress is known for its appeasement politics, and it is taking its appeasement politics to another height. Not only it is now revoking the anti-conversion law, which is very important and very necessary in today's time with all the love.
As far as the anti-conversion law is concerned, that's a separate debate because the Congress feels that it's anti-constitutional, and they're saying that we had opposed it even when your government had brought it in. So now we feel that it needs to be repealed. But that's a separate topic. The allegations that the Congress is making today as far as the compensation is concerned are very, very serious because they're saying the BJP wanted to work with a polarized narrative, and that's why representatives of the Muslim community were completely left out as far as this compensation scheme was concerned.
So the allegations have to be proven. No, allegations cannot be given from air. Let them prove the allegations. Because across the country, not in Karnataka specific, I think BJP has done when it has come to any welfare scheme, any mudra loan, it has been given to everybody irrespective of religion. So they have to, on paper, with data, proper facts, they have to prove it. Allegations cannot be made for the sake of making allegations and just to justify the appeasement.
Well, that's exactly what I started the discussion with Shyam Prasad. So I'm coming back to the same question, Shyam Prasad. These are only allegations as of now. What is the data that the Congress is working with? How many families are you compensating, or have family reached out to you? What is the data that you have to prove that this was biased compensation?
See, let BJP respond, then we will know at what level this bias has crept into the policy.
Sir, but the allegation is coming from your party, right? So you'll have to put out some data, right? There has to be some sort of barometer that you must have noticed, and that is why you've made this allegation. That is why your chief minister has made this allegation. The BJP will, of course, respond to it. But what is the data that you have to prove it?
The chief minister will not come out with this allegation without any data, right? You know that. So you're asking me for the data. I am saying, wait, it will come in the due course of time. Let BJP respond so that we can fix the accountability at the appropriate level. Let us see. But the question is, it's not Congress party has reinvented itself and is not afraid of calling out the issues and is not afraid of the polarization tactics of BJP and is taking BJP head on their communal politics. That's what is happening. And the chief minister coming out and calling this out is a good thing for the polity of India. That's what is happening. That's
okay. So it's all great as far as theory is concerned, that this was a polarized narrative. We want to undo all the injustice that the BJP did. So I'll frame my question another way. Help me understand, how many families are you now compensating?
You're asking the same question.
Yes, because I want to understand some data. There has to be some basis of these allegations, sir.
That's what I'm saying.
So just help me understand. Just help me understand, how many families is the Congress compensating now?
That will come out in the due course of time. But what about their policy? Is BJP very clear that there is no bias in what they did? Are they clear? Are they confident? Let them come out and say that. Let Mr. Bommai respond to Siddaramaiah.
Okay. Unfortunately, I still haven't gotten any data to try and understand what are the basis of these allegations, but I'll have to leave that conversation there. Appreciate both our guests joining us here on CNN News 18. We have to shift our focus to some breaking developments now coming in. We now understanding NSA has been invoked against 3 Muslim youth who videographed themselves assaulting a man in a leash and allegedly asking him to bark like a dog. The victim, in his police complaint, mentioned the accused bullied him, suggesting he convert to Islam. The Madhya Pradesh police has also raised home of these suspects. So that's the update that's coming in. I believe there's a ground report as well. Let's take a look.
सरकार की तरफ से नेशनल सिक्योरिटी एक्ट में एनएसए में कार्रवाई करना ही एक बहुत बड़ी बात है। मैं अभी आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा कि यहाँ पर जो अतिक्रमण विरोधी दस्ता है यहाँ पर पूरी तरह से तैयार है। इसके पहले 3 आरोपी जिनको पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार किया था, 6 कुल आरोपी हैं। 3 आरोपियों को उनको अदालत में पेश करने के पहले बाकायदा पुलिस ने एक जुलूस निकाला, उनको इसके बाद लेकर अदालत ले गए। अदालत में उनको प्रोड्यूस किया जाएगा। इसके बाद पुलिस की तरफ से कोशिश है कि उनकी पुलिस रिमांड मिले, लेकिन जो अतिक्रमण विरोधी दस्ता है ये पूरी तरह से तैयार है। और जैसा कि पुलिस बता रही है कि इसके बाद पैरेलली यानी साथ ही साथ ये कार्रवाई होगी कि उनके जो घर हैं वो घर भी जिनमें अतिक्रमण पाया गया है, रेवेन्यू की जो टीम है उसने बाकायदा सर्वे किया और उनके घरों में अतिक्रमण पाया है, इसलिए उनके घरों को भी गिराया जाएगा। एनएसए में कार्रवाई होगी, घरों के ऊपर बुलडोजर चलेगा। सिर्फ एक जो वीडियो है जो सामने आया था जिसमें गले में पट्टा बांधकर एक जो फरियादी है जिसने बताया कि गले में पट्टा बांधकर उसके ऊपर धर्म परिवर्तन का एक तो टॉर्चर किया जा रहा था और धर्म परिवर्तन करने का दबाव बनाया जा रहा था, इस तरह का आरोप लगाया गया। उसके बाद ये सारी कार्रवाई हुई और पुलिस ने 6 लोगों के खिलाफ केस दर्ज किया, धर्मांतरण का भी जिसमें मामला है। इसके साथ साथ 3 की गिरफ्तारी हो चुकी है और अब तैयारी है मध्य प्रदेश की बीजेपी सरकार के बुलडोजर चलने की।
So as we saw in that ground report, there's a shocker that has now come in from Bhopal. Now all of this has happened because NSA has been invoked against 3 Muslim youth who in fact videographed themselves while they were assaulting a man on a leash and allegedly asking him to bark like a dog as well. Let's first bring in our colleague Nikhil to try and understand what really is happening. Even as bulldozers are rolling, Nikhil, as far as the accused residence is concerned, give better context to our viewers what really happened.
So as far as the case is concerned, there was this video which has gone viral on the social media platform where a man, the accused, so to say, who has now been arrested, he made another person who is said to be the victim to chant some of the slogans, and also they made him wear a belt which is kind of usually used on a pet dog. And he was also made in that particular position, in a pet position. So now, after the video which had gone viral on the social media platform, that person who is said to be the accused, he has been arrested by the police. And Home Minister Narendra Mishra, he clearly directed the Commissioner of the Bhopal that the action should be taken at the earliest. So now, within 6 hours, the accused has been arrested. And as of now, what we can see on the screen as well, that the action has been initiated from the side of the municipal corporation as well. The bulldozers have already reached out there, and Narendra Mishra have also informed us that the encroached area has also been encircled by the local authorities. So as of now, the action has been taken, and if need be, the NSA will also be invoked against the said person. So this is the overall situation which is currently coming in from the state of Madhya Pradesh, that is Bhopal.
And well, NSA already has been invoked. Nikhil, we'll just request you to stay on with us. We're getting a reaction coming in from Narendra Mishra as well. Let's listen in.
वैसे संज्ञान में जैसे ही आया था वैसे ही मैंने 24 घंटे का समय भी दे दिया था। पुलिस ने त्वरित कार्रवाई भी की, अपराधी गिरफ्तार भी हुए, राजसूखा की कार्रवाई भी की गई, अतिक्रमण को चिन्हित किया गया, तोड़ने की कार्रवाई की गई, पुलिस को थानेदार को लाइन अटैच की। ऐसी कार्रवाई हो और इस तरह की मानसिकता ये मध्य प्रदेश में नहीं चलने दी जाएगी। ऐसी मानसिकता कोई हम कुचल देंगे।
And our colleague Manoj, in fact, is also now joining us on the broadcast. Manoj, क्या आप हमारे दर्शकों को बता सकते हैं और दिखा सकते हैं इस समय ग्राउंड पर क्या हो रहा है? हमें समझ में आ रहा है कि बुलडोजर्स ने अपना काम करना ऑलरेडी शुरुआत कर दी है।
Yeah, in fact, you can see this is Tila Jamalpura area, and it is all related to one video in which a person, he was forced to bark like a dog. And in fact, he was forced to convert his religion. And on the basis of that video, there are 6 accused. And you can see in this line, this is the lane in Tila Jamalpura. There are 3 houses of Samir, Faizan, and one more accused. And in fact, all of them, they have been booked. 6 accused, they have been booked under National Security Act on the order of Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. And in fact, the entire inquiry has been done within 24 hours. And action has also been done within 24 hours. All 3 houses have been demolished. The anti-encroachment drive has been completed by the municipal corporation in Bhopal, and whatever encroachment was there, it has been demolished by this municipal corporation team. And all 3 accused, they have been booked by the police. They have been produced before the court. 3 accused who have been arrested by the police in the morning, they have been produced before the court, and police have been trying to get them on police custody for further interrogation. And 3 accused are still at large. But the anti-encroachment drive has been completed on the order of Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. They have been booked under National Security Act, and the government is very strict as far as this conversion issue is concerned, because you can see in that video, that was very objectionable video. Even the family is not supporting these accused. Their families have not been supporting these accused on that video issue, in which they are asking one boy who was a fellow guy, who was their friend, and he was asking him to bark like a dog. They were forcing him to convert. On the basis of that objectionable video, all these actions have been done by Madhya Pradesh Police, by Bhopal Municipal Corporation, and by administration.
Okay, Manoj, we'll have to leave that conversation there. Thanks a lot for getting us all those details. Time for us to slip into a very short break. We're coming back with lots more.
कब बना सकते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत फाइन कट होता है, बहुत हार्ड शेल रहता है इसका, तो मैं उससे मैंने इसको वहाँ से कप बनाना शुरू किया। अगर आप नारियल कप इस्तेमाल करते हो, इसमें बहुत सारे विटामिन, मिनरल्स, बहुत सारी चीज़ें पाई जाती हैं।
As a mark of protest against the violence going on in Manipur, Manipuris living in Hyderabad have come together to organize a sit-in protest at the Dharna Chowk Marg. The protests are part of the Hyderabad Manipur Society, where they held placards condemning the violence. As unrest continues in the state of Manipur, Manipuris who are residing in Kolkata sat on a dharna to demand peace. Fresh arson was reported from West Imphal last night. Sam's Bishnupur witnessed a torch rally on Saturday night organized by Manipuris staying in the Barak Valley. Protesters were heard sloganeering and demanding peace in Manipur. This follows a dharna that was staged in Kolkata by Manipuris residing there. The water level of the Brahmaputra river has been rising due to heavy rains in Guwahati. Water levels have crossed the danger mark. The flood situation in Lakhimpur also remains grim as water levels have risen following incessant rains.
पहले बहुत कम था, अभी एक हफ्ते से रेगुलर बारिश हो रहा है, इसी वजह से मतलब थोड़ा बड़ा है, बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा है, 7 फुट जितना हाइट इंक्रीज हुआ है पहले से।
हाँ, रेनफॉल के लिए हो रहा है अभी तक, तो रेनफॉल ही एक मात्र कारण है जिसके लिए ये अभी वाटर लेवल जो है वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जल्दी ऊपर में आ रहा है अभी तक।
Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Manvia chaired a meeting with central and state agencies to review the preparedness for flood management. He assured the centre's full support to help Assam manage all health-related issues that emerged as a result of the floods. He discussed the need for coordination. Hello and welcome to News Blitz with me Ayushman Singh Jamwal, getting you the top stories from around the nation and the globe. Now, Union Home Minister Amit Shah today visited Punjab's Gurdaspur and launched a scathing attack on Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann and Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal over law and order, saying that the people of Punjab are feeling insecure and will teach AAP a lesson.
यहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री, उनके पास एक ही काम है, केजरीवाल जी को अगर मद्रास जाना है तो विमान लेकर दिल्ली जाना, उनको लेकर चेन्नई चले जाना। उनका पूरा समय केजरीवाल के दौरे में जाता है और इसके कारण पंजाब की कानून और व्यवस्था बद से बदतर होती जा रही है। यहाँ पर लोग सुरक्षित नहीं है। इस चुनाव में आओगे तब पंजाब की जनता इसका हिसाब मांगेगी।
Union Minister Piyush Goyal addressed a press conference and slammed Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot over the announcement of freebies in Rajasthan. The Union Minister has called the freebies a hoax to trap the people of the state ahead of the assembly elections.
ये राजस्थान की सरकार पूरी तरीके से लोगों को लूटने में लगी हुई है, वर्षों से कर रही है। जब पूरे प्रदेश में वैट कम किया गया, केंद्र सरकार ने अपनी ड्यूटीज कम की और सस्ता हो सकता था पेट्रोल, उसके बावजूद इन्होंने उस पर एक्शन नहीं लिया।
Following derogatory remarks against BJP leader Khushbu Sundar, DMK leader Shivaji Krishnamurthy has been dismissed from the party. He has now been arrested as well. The BJP has demanded an apology from the Chief Minister.
It shows their upbringing. I always say that, these men, they think it's their birthright to speak about a woman, because when I raise questions, they don't have an answer. I've raised questions about Sendil Balaji just 2 days back on a platform. So they don't have an answer to that. So when they do not have anything to counter, they will stoop to this level of maligning and this kind of character assassination. And this time I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm going to hit back till it hurts them. I'm going to hit back. And that's why I said I want Chief Minister to speak. But I know very well Chief Minister will not ever have the guts to speak. This man will continue to enjoy the perks of being a party member because the men of DMK enjoy these kind of talks behind the closed doors.
The Madurai police has registered a case against BJP workers for protesting against the arrest of SG Surya. The police arrested 43 BJP workers, including 5 women who were protesting outside the quarters of a judge. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has written to the leaders of G20 nations proposing that the African Union be given full membership at the upcoming summit in India. The Prime Minister has taken this step to enhance Africa's voice on the international stage. The African Union is a continental body consisting of 55 member states. After drawing flack on social media over objectionable dialogues, the makers of Adipurush have decided to revise the lines which have hurt the sentiments of Hindus. The opposition has demanded action against the filmmakers and the censor board.
अगर आपको लगा कि मनोज मुंतशिर की लेखनी से निकले ये संवाद आपके राम के चरित्र को और आपकी मां सीता के सतीत्व को सही तरीके से प्रतिपादित कर रहे हैं, सही तरीके से प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, तो पहले तो इतने के लिए मेरी प्रशंसा होनी चाहिए कि मैंने बहुत अच्छा किया। फिर जहां आपको ये लगता है कि नहीं भाई, बजरंगबली के 5 संवादों पे पूरी कहानी है, 4 साढ़े 4 हजार लाइनें, मैंने गिनी तो नहीं है पर लगभग इतनी लाइनों के संवाद पिक्चर में है। उसमें से अगर 5 पे एतराज है आपको, तो ये 5 का एतराज मैं शिरोधार्य करता हूं। मैं इतने अहंकार में नहीं हूं, मैं ब्रह्मा नहीं हूं कि मैंने कलम उठाई, लेखनी से जो लिख दिया वही विधि हो गई। अरे बिल्कुल नहीं। 5 डायलॉग पे आपत्ति है, मैं 5 बदल रहा हूं 100%। ये नहीं कि आधा अधूरा। मैं अपने संवादों के पक्ष में अनगिनत तर्क दे सकता हूं, लेकिन मेरे तर्क देने से आपकी पीड़ा कम नहीं होगी। अगर आपको कुछ दुखा है, अगर आप आहत हुए हैं, आपका आहत होना मेरे लिए बड़ी बात है।
देखिए, भाजपाइयों से मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि तुम धर्म के नाम पे धंधा मत करो। भगवान श्री राम का अपमान हो गया, माता सीता का अपमान हो गया, भगवान बजरंग बली का अपमान हो गया एक फिल्म के माध्यम से, और बीजेपी वालों ने कराया, उनके नेताओं ने। और कल से क्या कह रहे हैं भाजपाई? सैकड़ों करोड़ कमा लिया, सैकड़ों करोड़ कमा लिया। भगवान को अपमानित करके सैकड़ों करोड़ का धंधा कर रहे हो। इसलिए सेंसर बोर्ड को, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी को, जेपी नड्डा जी को और जो भी मुख्यमंत्री आशीर्वाद दे के, मेहनत करके, लगन से इस फिल्म को बनवाए हैं, उनको सबको इस देश के लोगों से माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. The countdown to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the United States has officially begun. His 3-day visit is significant for strengthening ties between Washington, D.C. and New Delhi, as major defense deals are expected to be inked between both the countries. The Prime Minister will leave for the United States on the 21st. Ahead of this significant trip, Indian diaspora held rallies across the United States. Over 20 rallies were held. Hundreds of Indian Americans gathered at iconic locations across the United States to send a message or welcome to the Prime Minister. There'll also be a special ceremonial welcome for the Prime Minister at the White House.
On the first day of his arrival in Washington, D.C., on 21st, the first key engagement would be an event that is focused on skilling for future, which essentially would try to bring out the key complementarities and the objectives that both systems seek to promote and achieve in the field of skilling and capacity building. There is a deep and widespread interest in the Honorable Prime Minister's visit to the US. There is an extensive government-wide effort on both sides to enrich the relationship further by including some of the key areas of cooperation.
हम बीजेपी के हार्डकोर सपोर्टर्स हैं और आरएसएस के हैं, तो हमारा यही एक उद्देश्य है कि पूरे भारत में बीजेपी का रूल हो। स्पेसिफिकली वेस्ट बंगाल में, मैं बंगाली हूँ, तो 3 से हम लोग 77 तक पहुँचे हैं इस साल। नेक्स्ट ईयर जब हम लोग का इलेक्शन होगा, मोदी जी और अमित शाह जी, आपसे सिमन रिक्वेस्ट है कि हम वहाँ पर 240 सीट्स बन पाएँ। आपका सपोर्ट बहुत ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि आपने जो करके दिखाया है, अभी वेस्ट बंगाल को जागना बहुत ज़रूरी है।
Welcome Modi ji to America. It is a very momentous occasion wherein US-India relationships are going to the next heights, and things are looking very positive as India moves into the next level. India has earned the right to be sitting on this high table, and there is a huge people-to-people relationship between America and India.
आज मोदी जी को सपोर्ट करने आया हूँ। आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि मैं यहाँ पे आ पाया हूँ आज। अच्छा लगता है कि मेरे को देश से ऐसी कनेक्टिविटी फील होती है कि सब लोग यहाँ पर होते हैं। जब मोदी जी आते हैं, जब देश की प्रेजेंस यहाँ पे फील होती है, तो बहुत गर्व लगता है कि मेरा देश का मैं हिस्सा हूँ।
वी आर हियर टू गैदर टू वेलकम मोदी जी एंड वी आर शोइंग आवर सॉलिडारिटी एंड आल्सो ऑन द बायलैटरल इनिशिएटिव फ्रॉम USA and India, so the partnership in climate change.
का लीडर जो होता है वो ऐसा होना चाहिए जो इंडिया को प्यार करता है, जिसके लिए इंडिया के दिल में आदर है, प्यार है, वही इंडिया को लीड कर सकता है. And Modi ji has that quality. Number one quality, he loves India. He does everything for India, not for anybody in particular.
I believe that India, with a population of 1.3 billion people,
thousands of AI startups, 100,000 startups in India. It is a ripe bed of innovation. The potential of AI, we believe, is not achievable unless everybody has access to it. So our focus is trifold, engaging with government, industry, and academia, and triangulating between these three entities to propel the country forward. And that's what we are doing with India as well. Huge potential there with the startup as well as the universities.
Looking forward to having you here in America. Your presence and your leadership and the relationships that we build and the progress that we make together, I know will lead to a new chapter of strong ties between India and the United States. Mr. Modi, of course, you're a very popular world leader and a very important world leader, and we're proud to have you here in America. I know that President Biden has even commented that your presence, because of your great popularity, has created problems for him being able to host all of the people that want to join at the state dinner. So welcome. Thank you for your world leadership.
The United States is in full anticipation and great excitement for the official state arrival visit of His Excellency Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let me first say to His Excellency, Prime Minister Modi, welcome to the United States. I am so looking forward to greeting you next week and participating in the festivities in your honor. Prime Minister, we share many common bonds. We are both people of strong faith. We both value strong family. And we both believe that the greatest democratic virtue.
Now, you know, we always have people coming through D.C. to visit with us, but we have a very special guest coming in to speak to both chambers on June the 22nd, and that's Prime Minister Modi from India. And you know, India and the United States, we not just have great relations economically, but we also both fight together on countering terrorism and of course that big enemy out there, China. Look forward to hearing from you, Prime Minister. Look forward to hearing what you have to say. While you're here in D.C., you get tired of talking a little politics and you just want to come by for some good hospitality, Southern hospitality, come look us up over here in Longworth.
As Prime Minister Narendra Modi undertakes a historic first-ever state visit to the United States, join me, Zakir Jacob, as I'll be live from both New York and Washington, D.C., detailing the defense deals, the address to the joint session of the U.S. Congress, and, of course, the pomp and ceremony of the state banquet. That is all through this week on CNN News 18.
And a warm welcome. You're watching Viewpoint with me, Grihatul Siddiqui. We begin today's proceedings with the conversation around the Om Raut directorial Adipurush. Although honestly, there is no conversation. There's only furor about the film. Makes one wonder which forbidden path did the makers really veer into to get this nasty response for their film. For starters, cheap and pedestrian dialogues. That's the accusation number foremost against the film.